One step closer to the actual NFL season, and we've gotten some updated news. So I brought Ray G with me, and we're going to talk about the latest storylines with some risers and fallers. It's me, Jagger May. That is Ray G, and we are going to be talking about Luther Burden. First start here. There's an injury. There's no way to put it on here. Like, this kind of drove this show. I want to talk about other things, but I felt like this weekend was a bloodbath of all my favorite wide receivers. But they say he's going to be back for training camp. As we know, even though there's some injuries, he's not out there. We're going to see Rome Odunze. Do you think there's going to be an actual dip that you can buy in Dynasty or exploit in drafts for redraft?
I think with the injury, it was, I guess, the best case scenario because it was like 0 dark 30 for a minute. No one heard anything, and then he's going to miss a little bit of time. Now it's looking like a month. They got about a month until the season starts. You might get a little dip on him dynasty-wise. I don't think so. I think this was like best case outcome, man. If it would have been knee, he's going to miss a month or 2 or 3 months or half the season, or they're going to put him on pup. I think we would have a better chance to really get some true value. What I'll say is this: never count somebody else's pockets. I think that's just a fact of life. You never count somebody else's pockets. So send the offer out there in Dynasty for redraft. Maybe a couple of spots, but what I really think happens is Rome Odunze kind of catches up to probably where he should have been, and he's the biggest beneficiary of this. I think people will feel a little more comfortable drafting him. Colston Loveland maybe a little higher, but to your specific question about Burden, I don't think it's going to be much of a dip redraft or Dynasty.
We're going to talk about Rome Odunze and all that, but I know that Luther Burden is a stud. When I ask this question of, is he worth the hype? I think he's worth the hype from an NFL standpoint. People are like, oh, well, he's a second round pick. Like when he first got drafted, he was my wide receiver 2 that year. I thought he was skilled. He could play downfield. I just watched, was it like Brady Cook have like one of the worst QB seasons ever that year. And they couldn't throw downfield. What I ask, is he worth the hype, is they got a lot of ballers in Chicago. You know, like, again, we're going to talk about Rome Odunze. DeAndre Swift got to catch some passes. With all this target distribution, do you think that it's actually worth the hype, or should you just take the person that's cheapest?
I've been 10 toes down on this all summer, all off season. I think all 3 of the weapons in Chicago, the pass catchers in particular, are going to be good. I think Burden is going to be solid. I think Odunze is going to be good, and I think Loveland's going to be good. The chances that all 3 of those guys are truly elite difference makers, I'm talking about 11, 12, 1,300 yards a pop, I think that's a little bit optimistic. I think they're all 3 going to be really good, really solid. Are they going to reach this ceiling if all 3 are on the field at the same time? I just think it's hard for that to happen. We're expecting Caleb to take a step forward. I don't mind Rome at his cost. I know I'm doing a lot of FFPC stuff right now, and I've taken a Burden, but Rome just goes later, and I prefer him a little bit later. He's behind Loveland and Burden. So to answer your question, I wouldn't mind waiting a little bit and getting Rome Odunze. People forget, man, he's a damn top 4 receiver the first month of the season last year. The dude didn't forget how to play football, so I still like Odunze as well.
That's a perfect segue, because I was like, he's just being forgotten about. And how much is the injury bothering you? Because I think we took one comment in, like Jeff Muller. I trust him. I trust like Adam Hutchinson. Those are 2 Twitter and I don't want to call them. They're actual doctors that I actually listen to.
Yeah.
Like, there is going to be something different from his mechanics. I still feel like everyone else are taking whatever little comments, and they're taking it to such an extreme. They're like, he's cooked. He's never going to be able to play football again. I was like, I don't think that's true, man. Because like you said, he's an excellent wide receiver. You know, like your homie at Yahoo, Matt Harmon charted him. Like, he charts well. We saw 5 games. Is he going to put up those crazy numbers where he was a top 5 player? Maybe not. But there's a top 15 player in there still. And it's like you said, man, we're going to ask Jesus to come down from heaven and kiss Caleb Williams right on both of his arms and his forehead for us to make it to where he has like a 5,000 yard season for us to get what we want. Now, in a different time, in a different NFL, Caleb Williams is a QB who can do that, but NFL doesn't let you throw like that anymore. We have shell coverage. We have all these things, and Ben Johnson likes to run the ball, and that's why I agree with you. Man, Rome Odunze is just the ultimate buy right now. I don't get, in every format, you should just take him because the upside is in there. I just did a guillotine league with a bunch of industry folks, and I was like, Rome Odunze is my wide receiver too. I was drafted from the 18. I was like, I'll take that anytime, so.
Hell yeah. I can't, I think you nailed it. Like, for real. The whole thing with the foot, okay, that was news, right? Like, okay, he's got to learn how, but we've heard nothing out of Bears camp to suggest that he is not past that foot injury, that he's not ready to go. So if there's a discount that I can get with Rome, again, I think you nailed it. He's not going to be that top 4 guy right out the gate. That's probably not within his range of outcome, but he didn't forget how to play football. They're still going to run the hell out of the football with Monungai and DeAndre Swift. Caleb's going to run the ball on his own, just because he's a mobile quarterback. So I'm with you. Give me all the Rome Odunze that I can possibly handle in drafts.
All right. We're going to be talking about Parker Washington because we have to. Legally, we have to at this point. Before we go, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button. And if the hype button's coming, sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't for y'all. I don't know. That's a YouTube problem, but it helps you when you do. And more importantly, guys, ain't no more free jag. Y'all on Twitter, ain't no more free jag. You guys need to sign up for RotoWire All Access. We got people in our Discord right now. That's where you're going to find me. That's where you're going to find I'll drop content in there. That's the easiest way to get me going forward. And that's not just for you to talk to me. That's our tools now. We got our app back. We have our mock draft simulator. We have you can sync your link up to it, and we help you with trade advice. There's my rankings, Jim Coventry's. We have basically a brand new website that has all of our old features and a couple of new ones, and we got a lot of new faces. You get access to all of that. So it's not just me for Dynasty. You have Ian, you have Theo. We have, This is a spoiler alert. Might even have an IDP guy come in. So even you true, absolute fucking sickos, we got stuff for you. I don't even know if I can talk like that on a promo, but we're going to find out next time. I think I paid all the bills. Oh, use my code on the screen, JAG20, and that gets you 20% off, guys. And like I said, if you want me to respond to your trade answers, all your Dynasty questions, that's the spot to find me. All right, Ray. Parker Washington. Is he the prince that was promised? Is he the Jaguars wide receiver 1? I'm going to force you to make a decision right now.
I have him projected as the wide receiver 1 in Jacksonville. Yes, I'm answering your question. Is he the prince that was promised? Listen, I don't know how you felt about that House of the Dragon finale last night, but I don't know if he was the prince that was promised. I don't know how you felt. I've seen comments. He kind of feels he feels like he may have just anointed himself the king of this Jacksonville throne, or at least the people are. I think this, to a degree, is going to look a lot like Chicago, man. They might have more bodies inside of Jacksonville when you take into consideration Brenton Strange, the 4th wide receiver, Travis Hunter. Everybody still expects him to get snaps on offense. Jacoby Myers, BTJ, Parker. It feels a lot like Chicago. So, yes, I do have him sitting atop the Iron Jacksonville throne right now. But Brian Thomas Jr. is still there. You still have Travis Hunter taking up opportunity. You still have Jacoby Myers running back. So, yeah, I think he's the one, but I don't think he's a 1,400-yard wide receiver this year, no.
Yeah, it's the same but different, guys. Same but different. Where the only thing that Jacksonville has on their side, and the Bears kind of had a bad defense. A lot of that was due to injury, and they did bring in some guys, but Jacksonville was easy to throw over, so there could be a lot of shootouts. That's something that's in their favor. And that's another one, which I want to say is, like, I think we gotta get real with Brian Thomas Jr., man. Like, people are kind of just out of hand with it. What were your thoughts on Brian Thomas Jr. in the rookie cycle and then what we got in his rookie season? Because when I first, like, you're a tape grinder, I'm a tape grinder. I try to actually grade stuff to where I have tangible evidence of, like, what this guy does, track everything in adjustment. Brian Thomas Jr., I literally said after I graded him, if he doesn't ball out, I need to tear apart this grading algorithm and try again. He went out and balled out. So I'm like, obviously I know what I'm doing a little bit. People just act like he's just unsweet tea in the South, brother. I don't get it, man.
Sacrilegious down here. As a Texan, you can't have unsweet tea. I mean,
Arkansas.
Okay. I'm with you. I was big time BTJ in 2024, and then he went out there and smashed as a rookie. You have to wonder what did happen last year. Like, I think the truth lies somewhere in between. Maybe he's not as good as he was as a rookie, but I damn sure don't think he's as bad as he was last year. Drops really plagued him. New offensive environment, Liam Cohen coming into the building. I mean, when you trade for a receiver midseason, when you trade up for Travis Hunter, they started to force feed him right away. Again, man, I have a hard time believing that he just forgot how to play football. And I have an even harder time believing that he's not going to play because Parker Washington, who, let's be real here, not a single solitary soul was even talking about him going into the season last year. So I'm excited. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. I don't want to be too far out over my skis. I've got those guys separated, honestly, by like 50 receiving yards this season in my projections. They're separated by like 50 yards. So both of them very good, both of them viable, but neither one of them I have eclipsing 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah. And then for you old heads out there, if it's almost freaky now if you play standard, that like playing standard fantasy football, that's some freak shit. I think now.
Missionary.
Exactly.
Oh.
But no eye contact is what that is.
No eye contact. No.
Brian Thomas Jr. would be my play because like with projections, like with the touchdown equity, depending if you got bonuses for big plays, that's who I want there. But for PPR, it might be Parker Washington. And that's the kind of play. So like for you rare sickos out there for standard, I'll put a stance down on Brian Thomas Jr. But with Parker Washington, I'm having to even adjust more targets there just because Liam Cohen offense runs from the slot, whether that's a tight end or Chris Godwin or something like that. And it looks like it's going to be Parker Washington now. We're going to end the Jaguars talk. Now we're going to do a little bit of hating here. We got one, I mixed in one love, but like, I just talked to Alfredo, my partner in crime. He just charted Malik Willis for reception perception. He's like, well, I charted every throw. That's because there was 35 of them. Man.
Come on,
I can't get there. I need you to, I don't know where you're at on this. If you are pro Malik Willis, I need you to bring me to Jesus, I guess.
Well, I won't be leading you anywhere down that path because I'm neither pro nor anti-Willis. I think I just am. Like, we'll see. We'll see. This is the same guy that after his short run in Tennessee, I mean, he was forgotten about. No good. The narrative around him is he can't throw, not an NFL quarterback. Kudos and credits to him for rehabilitating his career to land a starting job in Miami. But, I mean, honestly, they've got the worst pass-catching room in the NFL, and it's not even close. It's Devon Achane or bust. Defensive-minded head coach. Bobby Slowick, who people thought was the second coming of Jesus himself as an OC, and then he was jettisoned out of Houston. I can see a path for upside for Malik Willis, but it has little to do with the charting that Alfredo did, right? It has little to do with his arm. It has little to do. It's him running around, right? Like if he can run around, and I'm not going to say go Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields 1,000 yards, but like that is the path for Willis, in my opinion, from a passing standpoint. I don't know if they've got the bodies when we're pumping up Greg Dulcich as the best option and praying that Chris Bell can make his return from an ACL tear at Louisville. I think it's scary hours for Malik Willis in a division where you got to score points, man. Buffalo twice, New England twice. The Jets should be a little better offensively with Geno Smith. Willis is a tough click. He's an all upside hopium click. It's really, really tough to see that path.
And that's what it is. It's like, I think that's where I'm at, where it's like, okay, I could see myself drafting him because of rushing, but that's like a zero QB strategy for me. That's like, I have faded everything. And then Malik will like, I got such a buff team that I'm okay streaming QBs. It's hard to project. It's hard to look at the film because there's not a lot. And the film that I do have a lot of is college tape. And it is someone who needs work. Apparently he's gotten a lot of the work. If he had Stephon Diggs there even right now. Stephon Diggs signed with Miami. I would actually feel a lot better there, but we're asking Malik Willis to work. We're asking Malik Washington to work. We're asking Chris Bell to work. Greg Dulcich. Can we extrapolate the 5 greatest games in history into, because that's what I feel like we're doing with Greg Dulcich is like that was a fun time. That was a hot girl summer of Dulcich and it's over. That shit was Gangnam Style. That was 1 year we were all doing it. And now no one talks about Gangnam Style anymore. So it's a lot of hopium for me. Dynasty, I can't buy him. Like what am I paying for him? And what does that mean? So.
No, I think he's probably the ultimate. Here's what you want to happen in Dynasty. You want him to come out hot, right? You want him to look like the savior in Miami. You want him running around and making some splash plays, and then you put him on the block and you move him. And you just say, you know what? I'm just going to bet against this sustaining for 15 more weeks for this sustaining. And I want him to do well. I got a chance to meet him a couple of years ago in Mobile. Mm-hmm. Really, really good interview. Seems like a good kid, young man. But from a dynasty perspective, this game that we play, I'm with you. This is one where I'd rather him do it and I'm on the sideline. And then next year, I've got egg on my face and it's like, okay, he's a legitimate quarterback right now. I'll let somebody else take the risk on Malik Willis this year.
And that goes back to what you're saying. It's like we all want him, like, because he has gotten better since he was in college. It's clear. That's one thing that even though we don't see it on the field, it's clear that he's gotten better because the coaches like him, obviously. And there's a lot in camp. How good and what degree that is, we don't know. And that goes back to, I hate when they do this to quarterbacks where, all right, man, we're going to put you on this funky ass 2-year contract and we need you to be our savior. You got no help. You got the water boy out here. We got you a trash can. You got Devon Achane. That's something. Go out there and be your savior. And then when he's not, what is he? The most expensive backup, but people are talking about him being a bust and he had no help to begin with. I've seen this story, you know, and I worry about it.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Next, we're going to go to Jonathan Brooks. Lisan Al-Gaib. The camp vibes are immaculate. It seems like the time is now.
The vibes are immaculate. Yes. Where are you at with Brooks, Matt? I'm trying to be fair to him and acknowledge the fact that we haven't seen him do shit in the NFL. It's been 2 years. He's done absolutely nothing. When he last played at the University of Texas, he did look good, but it wasn't Bijan Robinson. This wasn't Jahmyr Gibbs. I get no one likes Chuba Hubbard. I want to just be mindful of the expectation, right? What are we expecting Brooks to do this year? I expect him to go out there, play, be healthy, be explosive, work in the receiving game, get opportunities out of the backfield. But what I don't expect to happen is that he just renders Chuba Hubbard useless, where Chuba's never going to play. He won't be on the field. Now, knowing fantasy, we would love that. A consolidated attack, a bell cow running back. It just does not seem like this is the path Carolina is going to take here with him in this first year back. I think he's going to play. I expect him to look good. I expect him to have explosive plays. But my expectation isn't a top 15 running back. It's not a top 20 running back. He can have some of those boom weeks. This is a poor offense. Like, let's not get it twisted. This is a poor offense. They lost their starting left tackle, Ike Ekwonu, in January. He's out. I think they've lost a couple of tackles so far through camp. It's a Bryce Young-led offense with one really good receiver and one that Coker's fine, but I don't think any defensive coordinator is staying up at night worrying about how to stop Jalen Coker. They've got no tight end of consequence. I am a little more reserved with my expectation for Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah, he's one of those players where who did I have on? Ryan Heath. I had Ryan Heath on. I was like, sometimes in this business, you're like, hey, I like this guy at his ADP. And then the fantasy community is just like, I'm going to take him 2 rounds earlier because like Ryan Heath and Jackson, like, that's like, no, baby girl. I said, I like him right there where he's at, like I didn't want him 2 rounds earlier. I wanted him over there. Now he's starting to flip over Chuba Hubbard, and people get mad at us. They're like 4 weeks ago, you told me to get Jonathan Brooks, and now you're saying Chuba Hubbard. I was like, ADP's different. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Today's price.
Yeah, that's just and that's where I'm at with Jonathan Brooks. He's flipped past Chuba Hubbard. And I mean, if he is just back to back, I don't care. But if I am starting to have to draft Jonathan Brooks as my actual RB2 in a pretty standard build, like now I can get him RB2 if I'm doing some sicko shit, waiting to draft a running back in like the 5th or 6th round, that's between you and your league, but I'm not doing that. If I have to actually take him ahead of someone with even like Bucky Irving, I don't know if I can get there. Cause like Bucky Irving is now appropriate. Bucky Irving is in a committee too, but here's the point that you said. He's got Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's a baller. Bryce Young has ball-ish a couple of times, actual ball out. He's looked not bad, right? A couple times you're like, hey, that's competent QB play, but I've never been like, wow, let's extrapolate this data in a 4-week sample size and make it something. I've never said that with Bryce Young. Going to keep it pushing. Alec Pierce, man.
Oh.
I was into him like a weird week. Then it got bad.
So anybody that follows my content, me and my co-hosts of Wake Up with Ray and Jay Rich, we've got a nickname for Alec Pierce because, I mean, when you're that explosive, when you're that fast, you're not Alec, you're Antoine. So we call him Antoine Pierce, all right? And we've called him that for a long time. That is Lad McConkey's not Lad, that's Ladarius McConkey, right? You gotta give him some motion in the name.
Sauce.
Listen, the vibes around Pierce are not good. Pierce looks like he got that bag and then said, I'm out of here. I'm reading stuff last night that were like, yeah, this dude's, there's a chance that he doesn't play all damn year. That this injury, that if you read what it was and how long he's been out, and the reports are they see him walking around training camp now and it doesn't look good. He's still limping around, the ankle, the vibes are not good. And this is not good for Indianapolis as a whole. I am very, very concerned about Alec Antoine Pierce's availability for us early and just missing this amount of time with Warren in the building. It's going to be a lot of Jonathan Taylor. The vibes are not good. I like Pierce. I like his explosiveness. We saw him 1,000 yards last year, but the vibes have not been good all offseason, and he's nowhere to be found right now in training camp. This isn't good, man.
Yeah, and it's with him, if he had played the role that we expect him to be in last year and he was missing injuries, I would feel better. But that offense is going to look different with Michael Pittman gone. I'm not saying that vacated targets are a thing, but when you remove someone like Michael Pittman, it shifts the entire offense. Josh Downs is a baller. So what happens when he becomes the focal point? And we know Tyler Warren's going to be a focal point out there.
Mm-hmm.
It just, even when he comes back, it's going to be a slow start. And it might be more of the old school where we're going to run you deep and give you the tough, dirty work and hope it happens. Because like when I was really into Alec Pierce, it's when I thought, okay, he'll be back by training camp and it'll be fine. You look at the projections, and if you just give him a tiny bit more, you're like, holy shit. Yeah, we can regress the yards per route run a little bit. He's still putting up bonkers numbers because like Alec Pierce was one of those where like we got this weird, like he's quicker than fast. Like Alec Pierce is just fast, man. He just plays like none of the white boys that you want to compare him to. He's just nothing. It's like he's closer to Deshaun Jackson than he is.
That's why I call him
like
Antoine.
Julian Edelman.
That's that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, I'm with you. You got me name dropping. And yeah, that's why we call him Antoine. He ain't quicker than fast. He's a speedster. He's a blazer.
Yeah, that's where tape and then like helmet scouting, people get weird. Where I hate to say it, man, like we hard on them like white boys sometimes. I'm like, man, y'all don't even know this dude's playing style. It's like it is not even close. I will say in Dynasty, he's a buy because he's so cheap now, and you maybe can get something next season. Redraft, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. That's where I'm at. I'm just off because he needs to be out there.
I'm with you. I think for redraft, no thank you. Dynasty, I wouldn't mind taking a shot. And what's crazy, just one more time for the people. He only had 47 catches last year. 47. for 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. I mean, it's absurd, the efficiency in which he operated. And then he got the bag. They moved on from Pittman. I was just going to ask you, you said when he's back, they're going to run. When the hell is he coming back? Have you heard any timeline around him? Have you heard anything around the timeline on the injury or when he could return? I've heard nothing.
We haven't even had the Instagram bullshit where he's out there like running them TikTok routes, you know? Like we haven't even seen that yet. So it's just like, it's not good. Like it looks like it's giving, I'm starting the season on PUP and I'm coming back during a bye week type shit. It's not good.
You know what it's given? You know what it feels like a little bit? Remember last year when McLaurin was hurt coming into the season and missed all that time and people were like, oh, no big deal. He'll be fine. And then he was not fine.
He wasn't fine.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the season fell apart for Washington, no doubt, but he wasn't fine. Like, he wasn't the same player. And he's admitted to it this year. He's like, I feel 1,000 times better. He said, I was not healthy going into the year last year. This just, no thank you on redraft this year. As we stand today, maybe later today we get a practice report that he's all good and he'll be on the field. But today, right now, at the time you and I are recording this, I've got no interest in him for redraft. Zero.
Yeah. Yeah, to bring it back, like we saw Ricky Pearsall drop a training video. They immediately said like he's going back to surgery. Bye forever this season. So like we haven't even gotten that, so it's not good. I need to talk to someone about this. You understand tape. You get the game. I don't get Nick Singleton, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yo, we didn't discuss the show sheet, did we? Like real talk.
No, we didn't.
We didn't discuss the show sheet. I'm with you, dude. Like 4 years ago when he was the RB1 in the recruiting class, I was all in, right? This is Penn State's got another one. I'm all in. I saw the run that people are posting from the scrimmage, and I'm like, he looked fine, but he's not better than Pollard. He's not better than Spears. It's in dynasty and fantasy, we want to love somebody. I don't get it.
In the dynasty argument, dude, is like, well, Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears are cooked, so who's going to be the guy? I'm like, year after year, do you know why we keep making money in this business, Ray? It's because we have to tell you every year, day 3 backs, man, that you can't depend on that shit. Because it's like, they're like, okay, well, who's going to be the RB1 next year when Pollard leaves? I'm like, I don't know, Ahmad Hardy. It's like
somebody
else. Yeah, they're going to bring in somebody else. It's not like Nick Singleton may be there, but that doesn't mean it's going to be his backfield. He has done nothing. This is hilarious, guys, because I literally got the destination Devy guy out here, and I'm going to say something bad. This is what is bad about Devy, is that we have that sunk cost fallacy. Nick Singleton was the cat's pajamas. He was the shit. He was the asset to own in Devy. People paid, they traded for him, they rebuilt rosters on Nick Singleton. Now it's time to actually get Nick Singleton production, and it tastes bad. And they're like, it's actually good. I'm like, it's not, dude. His tape was bad. His production wasn't great. Katron Allen, who is okay, I don't even say Katron Allen is good, was just objectively better. We know Penn State, they recruit freak athletes. That's the one thing James Franklin could spot as a freak athlete. Develop none of them. Only a couple of them have went to the NFL and outperformed from pure talent. I'm talking the Micah Parsons. That's about it from Penn State. Abdul Carter, we're still waiting to see it from him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Nick Singleton, it's just, I can't get there. People are telling me like he's the ultimate buy. I'm like, okay, if you like dumpster diving, cool. It could be something.
I think the biggest mistake we make in fantasy, and especially in dynasty, I think redraft is a bit sharper to this and kind of leaves that stuff alone. But you know who else fantasy told me wouldn't be on the roster this year at the running back spot, and it would be all somebody else? Alvin Kamara wouldn't be back in New Orleans. James Conner wasn't going to be back. I'm just Javonte Williams, Dallas, no way they re-signed Javonte Williams. J.K. Dobbins would be one and done, and it'd be all R.J. Hart. Tony Pollard has 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Maybe he's there, maybe he's not. But if he's not, what I feel very confident in saying is that Nicholas Singleton will do nothing this year for that coaching staff to say he's going to be our dominant running back one in 2027. It's pure freaking hopium at this stage. He wasn't that good in college. He's a day 3 running back. He's fine, but he's nobody that is going to stop a franchise from upgrading that position. So
that's the key.
Like it's
that's
just
the key.
he's not.
Yeah. Redraft, you are objectively probably taking the guy who's going to get the least amount of carries in that offense. At most the RB2. And then in Dynasty, you're going to be buying a guy who you're hoping he's Kamani Vidal. Like to be realistic, guys.
Okay.
And I just don't think we are. And what I mean, like Kamani Vidal, is like he's probably going to be nothing, and then it's going to take apocalypse level shit happen in that backfield. That's what happened with Kamani Vidal. Omarion Hampton went down, everybody went down, and then they're like, okay, now we'll give you the football. That's what's going to have to happen to him, and then he has to perform. One more. I've come back down to earth. Keaton Mitchell. We'll finish on this.
Okay.
I like the fit. I like the player. Apparently, it hasn't been great in camp. And then we got one highlight where we're like, ooh, Keaton Mitchell. You remember when Mike McDaniel posted that he liked him? Where are you at with him?
First of all, I just want to say anytime we get a In Sabanor reference drop on the show, I'm all in. So love the apocalypse call. As far as Mitchell, I'm going to be very honest with you, man. I don't know what the hell to think about the Chargers right now. I thought it was all smoke that Charlie Kolar and David Njoku were going to be the number 1 tight ends on the field over Oronde Gadsden, yet every report seems to be Gadsden's buried. I'm in my mind. I'm just rational football. I'm like, Omarion Hampton's like 6'2", 220, and he was a first-round pick. Like, are we really overthinking Omarion Hampton? But we got Keaton Mitchell catching passes and Mike McDaniel talking about Keaton Mitchell. I don't know what to think about the Chargers. One day it's all Ladd and QJ is buried. Then the next day QJ has a day and then there's hair. I don't know what to think. I'll be honest with you. I haven't really given Keaton Mitchell a lot of thought because he just seems like he's got a role. And I don't care what NFL team he's on. He's an explosive change of pace back that can hit a home run. But those guys rarely are significant volume earners in the end. And how is he going to do that consistently over an Omarion Hampton? I like the upside. I like the speed. I like the big play ability. I don't know what to think about him relative to the thing that seems so painstakingly obvious, which is to draft Omarion Hampton and keep it pushing. Like that's your RB1. He caught a bunch of passes too. Like he showed when he got back that Herbert would check down to him. And in Justin Herbert's year in which he threw for 5,000 yards, Austin Eckler led the damn team in receptions. So where are you at? You said you've come back down to earth some. I like Mitchell. I like the offense. I love McDaniel. I like Justin Herbert. I don't know what to think about him relative to Hampton.
I think this is where we get in fantasy, where especially as sickos that are chronically online, where we'll be like, well, this guy's cheaper. There's a reason why he's cheaper, man. Is like he's just not as productive and he won't get as much opportunity. And that's where I'm at, because like I did like trading for him early on, and especially in Dynasty. This is why you got to play the market in Dynasty, guys. Is when I told you to buy Keaton Mitchell, he could be something, or he could gain in value, and then you could trade him for something a little bit more tangible, or use him in a package deal to help seal a trade. Because like some people really believe in Keaton Mitchell, and that's where I'm at. I'm not taking him unless he's like quite literally my last pick, because there's a lot of other receivers that I'm taking, like Ted Hurst, free money right now, and Jalen McMillan is out. So like I'd rather just have Ted Hurst. Or even Jalen McMillan is out for precautionary measures, whatever that means. They haven't given return time table. I'd rather have some of these receivers than Keaton Mitchell. And it's like, at best, what is he going to be in your lineup? 5 points every now and then. And then when he gets that touchdown, he's on your bench. That's what the kind of player he's at right now. And then like, if someone else is willing to give me something for Mitchell in Dynasty, I am. And then in redraft, I'd rather take people with real upside. That's where I'm at.
I hate using the better for best ball, but the reason why you like that is why some of those guys are great for best ball, because the likelihood, absent the entire running back room going down and Mitchell's going to start the week, like you're probably not going to play him. He's going to be on your bench. So the week where he does have the 80-yard touchdown run, you're looking at your bench like, damn, I should have played him. And then what do you end up doing? The very next week, okay, I'm going to play him, and then he does nothing for you. So he's one of those big play guys that I would rather, and I do primarily all of my dynasty leagues or dynasty best ball. I want him there because now I don't have to guess when it happens. Like, okay, I got him, and boom, if it happens, I get the points. Lineup leagues where I've got to put somebody in, the only time you're really feeling good about that is if you knew everybody else was hurt and it was going to be the Mitchell show that week or two.
Yep. That is dynasty best ball is underrated, guys. I know, like, especially again, as you get into more leagues, if you're watching me, you're probably a sicko. Lineup management is way overrated. It's just like, I remember when I first started playing fantasy, I'm like, man, I'm a purist. You best ball guys don't know what you're talking about. Then you get 15 leagues deep. You're like, oh my God, this Sunday's awful. Like, my ex at the time, she's like, why were you on the toilet for 2 hours? I'm like, it's fantasy football Sunday and I got a team to manage.
Yeah.
All right, Ray.
You could
I'll get you out of here.
Save on toilet paper if you just go dynasty best ball. I'm telling you.
Yep, you save on toilet paper. Like, them knees don't go numb in best ball, guys, or the toes don't go numb.
The feet. I thought it was just me, man. I'm like, damn.
No, we all doing it. We all
that long. Okay.
Yeah, we all doing it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming, Ray. You can find him over at Yahoo, Destination Devy. You're all over all the time. Like, there's no way you haven't been seeing Ray's content out here. Always hit the like, subscribe. I'll try to bring him back on here, especially rookie season coming around, dude. I'm gonna have you back on here. We're gonna chop it up. I'm gonna have Laquan on as of this recording. Ray is off. I'm going to bring Laquan on. He'll be on tomorrow. I'll have Ian back this week. We've got a full house. And make sure to use the hype. And you guys want to jump in on RotoWire All Access, because like I said, that's where I'm going to be doing all my answering questions, all the stuff where you can actually talk to me. I can look at your lineup and do that stuff there. And especially dynasty rankings, a lot of that will be there as well. As always, it's me, Jagger May. That's Ray Garvin. This was a Dynasty Risers and Follows show. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time.